What's up, guys? Liru here. These guys are still at base. Granted, we started a bit late, but, you know, I come onto the team speak and no one's really ready to go, so we're all just kind of getting things sorted. Giving them quite the selection of assets here. It's up to them to actually utilize this correctly, so... Yeah, they even have a mortar. We'll take a look at that for a second. I'm only giving them 4 shells, though. It's basically going to be used to hit precision targets. I'm thinking they could strike any of the barricades that are within the town, or any precision targets that stop that are outside of the town, but within the AO that they might need to take out. Like if any of the vehicles free roam and go outside and they don't want to risk any of their assets. Pretty easy. Let's go with Operation Red Drake here. Nothing too difficult. It's just go into the town, rescue groups of civilians, take the civilians out of the town, and then we start the next mission. I think they're going to go in with all of the heavy assets and try to be OP, so I'm going to have to focus on destroying the tank if I see an opportunity. We also have some decent AA set up in the form of ZSU, and 2 guys with shoulder fire Iglas.
There's 6 of us.
Yeah, if they even use the mortar at all, Zam. We'll have to see how this all goes. I also know some of them are still trying to get on the server, even though they're pretty fucking late at this point. They've got about a size of 15, 16 people, so we'll see how they go. And they've got 2 drones up, looking right into the AO. But this is not a hard AO. By any means, this is not a difficult AO. I've got some simple checkpoints. One set up on the southern side of the town, one on the northern. We got an SPG-9, a Cord, and one of those puppies, BTR. We have a BMD on the northern side, another Cord, another SGM. Christ, what is it? SPG, excuse me. Then 2 infantry, and then just within the town, the units are mainly concentrated around the 6 groups of hostages that I have. They're mainly groups of 4, and then I have a group of 2 in this shed. But, I mean, then the sideways barricade, just a few more statics, some vehicles that can easily be taken out. This isn't supposed to be difficult. Just after the op I saw last week, the second op that we did where they kind of bum rushed into this AO, I'm trying to redo it, in a sense, to see that the player base is capable of doing something like this. We also have an a ZU right here, and then the 2 shoulder fire guys. We've got one right here with the Igla next to our mortar position, and then we have another one right here. So, hope you guys are all doing alright. Just sit back and relax. They've got 2 drones up, and I think they're still battling at base. 10 minutes ago, they were yelling at people because people were changing their uniforms, and I was really tempted to take away their damn tank because these guys don't know how to keep loadouts. Because the units they spawn with are basically the Ukraine armed forces. They only have one type of infantry. So, you know, I don't know what they're doing. What is up with these guys' obsession with suppressors? Why? I'm thinking about giving just an outright ban to suppressors, except for like the recon team, because there's not really any need, and it actually does lower the stopping power of the bullet, which makes it take actually like more than a single shot to down Czechoslovakian or Cherno-Russian guys. And it's so annoying to hear all of the little complaints, and then you look at the issues of why they exist, and you realize the player base is just doing stupid stuff. Yeah, but they wear Marpat helmets and stuff. I'm too... This is a casual community. I don't want to burst their bubble too hard, but, you know. We'll just kill them off a bit, a bit more violently here. We do have Bloodlust. We got some nice little AGS statics on standby. But right now, it's just waiting for the player base to come in. So I think Troglodyte, and I think that's either Nemesis or Franz Uber. Let's see. So, excuse me, Rutger, Anti-Static, and Trog, basically Tier 3 and 5 members are going to go do recon, because I guess they're bored already. And that drone, very good distance, and then this drone is, I guess, going to look for reinforcements or whatnot. Because, I mean, it's just right over the AO. It's not like they're going to have a triangular pattern to see what they got. So they got Checkpoint, Shilka Roadblock, 4 times Garrison.
Team ready.
I mean, this isn't a hard AO by any means. It's just, I literally tell them everything. And then I might throw in air support from the VMF. I haven't fully decided yet. But I just want to make this the casual op, and then the second op will be the tougher op. So we'll see how this all plays out.
Go. Vehicle crew, correct?
Yeah, suppressors are going to be useless in the daytime, especially when you have a bunch of open field right here. Like, you can't conceal yourself or use hard cover to hide yourself. It's going to be a lot of smoke and a lot of using your vehicles to fire in advance. If anything, if I were to do this mission, if I were to get this AO, not even knowing the unit composition and seeing stuff like this, I would probably assault from the east. Because the distance right here in this little change of hilltops right here at least might give me some sort of defilade cover up to here, and then I can either use smoke. Actually, it would be a combination of smoke and my own vehicles to advance. So what I would do is I would use this mortar. I bring it with me. I would deploy 4 shots onto this barricade to try to take out the statics, and then I would, actually when I get eyes onto this AO and I know I'd be able to get like right here before the defilade breaks off, I'd use the tank, take out the Shilka, I'd use the BTR we have, or the BMDs, I'd take out the infantry, and then I'd smoke in advance with the vehicles up to this position, vault in, and we'd start clearing everything from there. That's how I would do this AO, if I were the commander. It's not hard. I mean, I literally have given them every tool they need to succeed with this. It's just, how are they going to do this? Because everywhere else to approach this AO is big open. Very lackluster for defilade. And it's going to be very, very difficult. Another thing they could try to do is find an area within the town that isn't patrolled too heavily, and then try to go in through the side, not being seen by the other objectives. But it's in the middle of the day, and there is no defilade to really help them with that, so I highly doubt that's going to be possible. I'm waiting until they're out of base before I start teleporting away with invisible long-range comms. But, I mean, they're going to take a Ural, they're going to take the tank and a BDM. Again, the assets I would probably take. I probably wouldn't take the truck. I'd probably take these 2 Dishkas armed, and then have one person in the Ural for civilian transport. Almost ran over the mortar, unless they're going to take that with them. But without this mortar, how are they going to soften up the checkpoints? That's very, very risky, because if they roll the vehicles up to the checkpoints, well, I've got a frickin' SPG-9, and it's probably going to be able to get a shot off before you can find it.
Yeah, Roger. Route is marked on map.
So let's check their route. They're gonna assault through open fucking field. Why? Okay, let's take a look at this from the Zeus interface. They're gonna get up to this crossroad. Here's the hold point. They're gonna dismount right here. maybe they're gonna try to use the defilade cover of right here. Again, playing to the weak points since there isn't much within this part of the town. Okay, so in retrospect, this works. Though I can tell you right now, based on map markers and the drones, since they're so high, they don't know that this actually has a slight bit of defilade actually cover their advance. There's no way in hell they'd be able to tell that. Because this doesn't really tell you that. It just tells you there's some slight elevation changes, but it's not enough. It wouldn't be enough to actually outright tell you that there's defilade. But in this AO, it technically works. Trying to think.
Ground command, what do you want us to go at?
What could spot them? Possibly this guy on the checkpoint. This is hidden.
Whatever the tank is capable of.
This core doesn't have line of sight. So, just by luck of the draw, this works. But otherwise, assaulting through an open field, not really recommended. Huh. Because, I mean, otherwise it's just up to the random patrols to be on this side when the assaults begin.
Upon looking at the AO.
You know,
Copy that, Crossman.
I wanna feel good about this. I wanna feel good about this change. However, I was just bitching. High command to ground command. You copy?
This is ground command. Go ahead.
Roger. None of you have the stream open, right?
Negative.
I want to be trusting. I want to be, happy that they're picking the right route. But isn't that really, really strange that just magically when I start bitching about it, it changes to the one I would have done? Isn't that just interesting? I'll play along with it. But that was strange. That was very strange. Gonna get myself in the AO. I want to give players the benefit of the doubt, but I've seen way too many coincidences, especially something like that.
This is the tank body. What speed are your view?
Because, I mean,
because it seems the tank is going too fast for you.
In reality, this would have worked as well.
Roger.
It would have been very, the only thing that could have spotted them was this outbound patrol. But it's basically patrolling around this area, doing kind of like a U patrol here.
Roger.
And possibly this team that literally goes from one side, the east to the west and west to the east, and maybe the guy up here. If they, after they took fire, start smoking, advancing, and moved right up to this area to then, garrison within probably this area to hide themselves, this would have worked as well. It would have been more risky, but it probably would have worked. This is your best route because of the you can clearly tell that you're going to have a little bit of defilade based on this marker, which means you're going uphill from right to left. Then you also have this, which honestly looks like kind of a dried out riverbed. Yeah, from that water fixture right here. So there's also going to be some light vegetation. But this lets you get up to at least 100 meters before you have to advance. But again, really fishy. Yeah, exactly. If you need to stream snipe, at least don't be in command. Or at least don't recommend things to command. I mean, here's the thing, to my pilots that are only gonna do reinsert duty, I let them watch the stream, because they're bored as hell if they don't. And sure, it lets them, know the best AO to pick, like, outside of the AO, but that actually just helps them bring in the units a lot quicker. Also, it makes it funnier when they actually get shot down if they know which AO's the best, and I've seen that happen a few times. It's absolutely great. I think Andruza just crashed out, actually, so he's rejoining. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put a patrol in the forest. I'm gonna let them. This is the first stop. I want to do 2 today. We're gonna give them, the benefit of the doubt. Let them move in, and we'll go from there. Okay, they're taking the Kamesh transport and the Ural transport. Alright. Here's the thing. I'm assuming they're going to move up with the BDM then, because I would not put this tank anywhere directly within this AO. I would keep it out in the open, or move it in these little patches of forest and try to provide local fire support. But keep it, at least a few 100 meters outside of the AO, because if it goes into this town, it's probably going to get fucked. The BDM is more usable in this sense, but that's also why I would want to bring the Dishka UAZs, because you get some minor fire support from the 12.7 turret. Sure, they're out in the open a bit and they can be shot, but, with the medical system, they can be brought back alive, but that lets them get into the AO with vehicle cover without risking something that's too big. Because this is an AT squad. It has 3 different things of AT.
To go inside the town at all times.
What tier? This is tier 1 ops. Saturdays are tier 1 ops. And yeah, the Warhammer 40k, it's a bit annoying, but hey, I shot the guy an email, one of the devs. He'll come back to me with a copy from somewhere, and then I'll, we'll just do it again when it becomes available. But everything's prepped for it. I know what I'm going to do with it. I know exactly how I'm going to, showcase it. So now we're just, waiting for everything. We want goats. Fine. We'll let it happen. Here, we'll even make it work for the player base. Everywhere there's hostages, there's also goat hostages. Let's go with that. Something ridiculous and stupid. There we go. Otherwise, Trog and the tier 3s are almost at the hold point. I'm assuming they're going to recon this route. In terms of actually having some sort of spotter position, yeah, there's a few. With these hills and whatnot, sure, they're, minor elevation, but if you look right here to where this hill marker is, yeah, around here you can definitely easily displace through the thick forest cover and then find a new position to, re-get your eyes on to provide fire support, if need be. But if they were to park themselves right here and wait for... This is actually perfect. So, if I was the commander, going back into this, yes, I'd mortar strike this position with all 4 of my shells. I'd then move up with the 2 Dishka trucks, or cars, with my infantry, fire in advance with smoke. But I'd also wait for this infantry team to be right here. And I'd have my recon team, or my Overwatch team, murder these guys. And then I would be guaranteed to get up to this position pretty much unmolested. Be perfect as that. And your only issue would be the Shilka, but that's why you have your tank. Just smoke it.
Crowd command, recon is leaving our fake at the hold point.
It's easy.
Roger that. Concealed somewhere.
It's a very easy advance.
We'll go.
Yeah, and Druza's having some issues. Oh, of course the player base isn't that smart, Heartbreak. But I will say this. In 2 weeks, on one of our Friday offs, the day after we do the Maladin campaign, or the week after we finish the Maladin campaign, I'm going to be commanding. And Billman is going to be Zeusing. It's a nice little special event, but I'm going to introduce some goddamn common sense into the community. Because it's desperately fucking needed. and I'm gonna take it as serious as I can, and if people are gonna dick around, well, tough shit. So they've dismounted at the hold point, they've left their vehicle, good, keeping it off the road, trying to put it out of sight. I don't know where Anti-Static went, I think she crashed out, but, two guys moving in now. Meanwhile, the main team's still coming in, and we're still on wait. Another announcement, I'll be putting up a YouTube video to say this as well, but I'm doing a Zeus operation tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a group called the Rhodian Light Infantry Unit. I've been saying that they're a police unit. They're not. They just do small-style ops as a light infantry unit.
This is 1 live, correct?
Ooh!
It's tier 1 tactical.
Solid copy. It is now a 1 life op. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this made it interesting. Alright. Hold on. Okay. Great. That's...
High command to ground command, we send you your regards. Thanks.
Alright. I'm excited now. They're doing it 1 life only. That's what the ground commander just said, so 1 life only, no reinserts. Be advised, I do have plans for a second op after this, so if you get clusterfucked, just watch the stream, unless you don't want to play anymore. So, what this basically means is, I'm not going to remote control to kill, unless, like, if they bring the tank up the main road, and they bring it further than the infantry, and they just leave it, like, let's say they have the infantry right here, and they bring the tank around this barricade, and just park it right here, I will remote control an AT gunner and shoot the shit out of that tank. I only punish for the big mistakes like that. But in terms of just, like, if the infantry are right here having a firefight with this group, I will not remote control infantry to kill them unless I see someone making a very big mistake, in which case I'll fire plenty of warning shots, and if they don't react, I will kill them. So, Griff, go fuck yourself. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? Calling me as competent as Grizzly. That's a bit insulting, bro. Wolves, you can still join. I'm not going to say, since this is now 1 life, and since you're on the stream right now, I will say, not for this stop, but for the next stop, yes. Because by now, I mean, we're an hour in, so, you know, if you're late at this point, it's a bit too late for the first stop. And my op's doing great, or my day is doing great, excuse me. I don't know how the op's gonna do yet. Hopefully it'll be alright, but, yeah, slept in. Honestly, if you're allowed to sleep in, not give a care to the world, that's great in its own. Let's see if Andrewza doesn't crash this time. Oh, he's gonna play pilot. Okay. Yeah, having some air support is pretty nice, but to be honest, if I was commanding this, I would not have used air support. Mainly because I'd expect there to be some AA to account for. What's the requirement to join if one wants to join? You gotta be a tier 1 for these ops, unless you mean the community, in which case gotta come to a Friday op or a general training. I've got, like, every Friday I publish a video about it. Since I did one yesterday, you know, just go to my YouTube page and check. Is player base gonna die? I can't predict that. If they pick the other route, I'd say yes, it's more of a likelihood they're gonna die, but since they're actually using the proper assault route to do this, and they're actually marking everything they see on the map, they've got a pretty good shot at this. So I think it's a good chance they'll succeed here.
west.
very good chance.
For patrols.
Here's the thing, if they stick around right here, though, I probably will start mortaring them, because I don't want to mortar the town areas or whatnot, which, you know, limits the mortars in themselves, but if they start camping around, I will start sending reinforcements
Let's give him a warm welcome.
from the nice little military base up here. Now he's having an issue with RHS USAF. Jeez, poor Andrews. I don't know what happened to his computer, but, you know, one of our good veteran players having some issues. I will say this, if they lose the tank within the first 10 minutes, then they're probably all going to die, because the tank is their backbone here. That's the most powerful asset that is down in this operation, and it's going to stay the most powerful asset. There's nothing I can really do about it if they keep it at a range and use it to just basically call in strikes, which I would encourage them to do.
Recon to ground command.
Go ahead.
So
We're
recon's still
checking
moving
first
in.
to your west, northwest for enemy patrols, and after that we're heading to...
So it looks like they have a sniper, a troglodyte,
Roger.
and Rutger's
We're
gonna
gonna
play
move
the
out in a
spotter
second.
with his rifle.
Copy, tell you guys to watch
Is he
your
using the
front
NPZ rail AK so we... What
Roger.
the hell was that? So we can have a frickin' RCO NATO scope on it? God damn it.
Makarov.
Some people are more hardcore
We're
role
gonna
players
move
than
up
others,
on
I
the
guess.
road in a second here. Infantry will lead. You will be behind.
Hey,
Your
Gavlor, better
primary
than
target will be the
Christopher
shield
literally
cannon at
pancaking the chopper
the- After
last
that, we're
week.
free
That
to
was
fire on
nuts.
Anything that seems hostile.
We don't have IED goats down today. Yeah, another thing that lightly bugs me. These guys are just kind of, you know, walking through cars. At least they're on mobile patrol, so they're not getting stuck in
Ground
that, but
command,
that's
could you please
kind of
repeat?
annoying.
I had a massive lag spike, couldn't hear what you said.
Roger. You're gonna move behind the vehicle.
So they're going to go back here for Overwatch. The only issue is
You are to follow infantry. We will.
they're
lead
not going to see too
inside
much.
the
They
village.
might want to
As
get
soon
a
as
bit
we
closer.
Are at the clearing, you are to take out any hostile targets. Primary target.
Because at least
shield
right
up.
here they can get eyes on the infantry
that.
that's moving around.
DMD will take leads.
Roger.
Though that is tough based on defilade, but if they go like way in the back right there, they'll be able to see them. Alright guys, let's pull the viewer base here. Capital F, they succeed in this mission. Lowercase f, they all die, since apparently it's one life now. We'll see what the results are. Personally, I think this'll be a success. But I can't tell. Usually, always you can tell within the first 10 minutes if the op is going to succeed or fail. And I think it's going to be a capital F so long as they do their intro properly. But after that, you know, it should fall into place. But you never know. It just takes one mistake and a one-life op to compromise the entire mission. So I'm seeing about 90% lowercase f. Here's the deal. I mean, we would expect, since this is a small force, we've got our barricades here, we got a few infantry, but a lot of the units right now are QRF patrols. So once things go tits up, this is meant to be kind of a QRF unit, as well as the infantry patrolling around it.
Why is the infantry holding?
Stamina.
Yeah, stamina is set on default, but its recovery coefficient is set to anywhere from 7 to 9. So stamina is realistic, but they recover it at a much quicker rate than vanilla, because vanilla's recover rate is absolute garbage. So at least with this, they can, you know, get their stamina back much quicker. They still have to take breaks, but it actually makes them concerned about, you know, bringing a reasonable loadout to the AO. let's see how they have this. They've got infantry, the BMD, the T-72, and then they're braining both vehicles. Honestly, I would just stash the Urals until we needed them. And then I'd have a team go back and grab one after they get the first groups of hostages, which are right here. And then I'd just have one guy funnel them back and forth. And I'd also possibly have them come back and bring additional armored assets from the AO to the AO. Or from their spawn, excuse me, to the AO. Apparently you guys killed Nightbot. Nice. But yeah, in terms of difficulty for this AO, in terms of what I have made in the past and just putting this in the pool, I would rate this probably a 4. It has a big open blind spot you can advance to. It has this, you know, little challenging spot that you have to actually know how to advance into an AO. But if you kill this group and you mortar this stuff, especially since I gave them a frickin' mortar that they can have on standby, it shouldn't be that difficult. But hey, it also depends on what assets they decide to use. They're starting to get up to the AO here. I love how one person goes up behind the tree to do recon, but everyone else just kind of slowly advances in. No PvP. See, I mean, what I want to start doing with the AO, because this idea was recently given to me, but give them mortar support, but just limit the amount of shells they can use. That way, if they want to smoke a team of infantry, the only thing they'll probably be able to do is smoke that team of infantry. So if I limit it based on the size of the AO, I'll say they only have 4 shells or 8 shells. And that's just the best way I can think of to balance it after that idea was given to me.
Vehicles push.
But that way, you know,
let
one of the biggest complaints I get from the player base these days is they don't get a mortar, yet I mortar them all the time. So this is a good way to balance it. Also, with the suppressive fire stuff, I'm actually limited with the amount of mortars I use, and they burn much more quickly because it's a shot of 4 for each one.
Engage whatever we see in the town that is hostile.
Roger. Everything that can look this way and kill us, yes, please.
Yeah, so I don't see anything on that road over there. This team's gonna ignore that. Let's quickly put down our global settings. Almost forgot about that. 75, 75, 35, and then 50. Oh, fun fact. Apparently, the 506 have this at, like, I forget the exact number again, but this is supposed to be down here instead of all the way up here with general skill. So they finally figured that out, and we fixed that. Okay. I would have let the infantry get more into place here, but let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? Oh yeah, I can only see the top of the road, so again, works for them, but what are they doing? Putting them on the side of the hill.
To recon, we are pushing up to the town now.
Roger that.
A little confused with the unit strategy here, but all part of the plan, I guess. So Nafs, Deadgull, and someone else that I can't see that name of. There's 3 people in that BDM. Makarov, Jinier, and Shakespeare, I think, are in that one. So it would just be easier if I did this. I still can't read it. But yeah, Shakespeare, Jin, and Makarov are in the tank. That might be Barty. No, Barty's right there as the commander. So someone with a B. Oh, the AI in Arma 3, it's always very finicky. So Doctor's been at the arsenal for like literally 5 minutes. Oh, he just finished. Look at that.
Commando, you copy? This is Ground Command. Permission to enter the AO to insert.
Alright. We'll see how this all goes.
How many are you? One. There's one joining, but he's gonna be a pilot. Roger. High Command, permission for one-time starboard.
Roger, on who?
Dr. Hibbert to me. Roger, Lord.
Fucking late joiners. Alright. So again, they're not gonna shell this barricade, so we have a few things here that can be used. I'm also more inclined to send QRF units around to the barricade to help fortify it once contact is broken. But this Shilka, I hope she's taken out quickly. But yeah, there's still defilade right here.
We had that when Andrews got captured. It was one light for rescue.
This is vehicles to Barty. We can hardly see anything from our position. The town is too elevated on top of a hill.
Roger. Move to a location that you can see and shoot stuff.
Yeah, let's change up the weather a bit. Throw him a bit of a fastball.
Sure you can shoot into the town. I'm not going in there without vehicle support.
Advanced weather changer. No, let's just outright change the weather here. Give it a bit of overcast. And make it rainy. We'll just say Arma did that. Excuse me. So we're hearing, I think Christoph's saying we're gonna get screwed. Yeah, that's cute. Again, mortar, especially right now, the amount of casualties it would have inflicted.
Tank, we have a request. Is there any place that where you're right now that we have a clear eyes onto the town?
Like that we have.
To be honest, I don't think there's a good spot.
We're standing in open here.
Like, maybe right over there they could get some decent eyes on the side, but...
Makarov,
let's look at that.
Need be just move in out somewhere that you can fucking provide us cover. We have to go in.
Already working on
Maybe right there, but otherwise, I mean, if you were to check the map...
Do it fast, we're moving.
Yeah, point 33 would probably be your best bet.
I would recommend you hold and wait.
But just since it's in the middle of the forest, it's not too much we can do about that. This is a lot of flat terrain on this map. There aren't that many hills except for within the forests and whatnot, like over here.
Be advised, Recon is gonna help find a firing position.
Got some, you know, small hills, some small cover to work with, or some small, you know, mountain ranges to work with, but other than that, this is mainly a flat map. But with enough, you know, small rolling hills to provide a little bit of defilade cover to stop Overwatch. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see shit in that forest. I might be able to see them. If they cross that open area, I'll probably be able to see them. But otherwise, not going to see shit. Yeah, if I see a frickin' tank, I'll be able to hit him. We'll probably bring the SPG-9
There's
car around.
a single position where we can see into the town, but it's not a lot. We cannot find anything better. Better would be going from the west side of the town, and that's too long.
Roger,
Yeah.
can you see the checkpoint that's right
Can't
now
see him.
that we are going to assault?
Oh wait, one will try. Shakespeare, move direct.
Let's see, they don't have line of sight. What would be really good right now to hit a checkpoint that you don't need line of sight, but it still gives heavy ordnance? Oh. Huh. It's almost like I did that on purpose.
That's a negative. We cannot see the checkpoint from here. Move back a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm turning on the condescending asshole mode because they're just wasting everyone's time trying to find a vantage point. Are these two guys actually gonna stick with the vehicles? I mean, why? Why not just have them on the front lines and then just send teams to get the vehicles back? I've got no reason to loot those because I don't have line of sight on them. Granted, they don't have them hidden at all. I mean,
We've got a change of
I would have put
plans.
them over
All
here.
Ground forces are moving north and are going to try and get into the town a different way.
Copy that. Do you want tank to...
I'm gonna bring in... Let's entertain. I'm gonna bring in
Do you
some
want all
reinforcements from
All
a
armed
truck.
support.
And this also gives them a truck within the
Force
AO
that
to
route.
use.
Where do we move?
Жду распоряжений. Жду.
You are
Готов.
just to go on your own, see if where you can support from.
Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? But I'm gonna bring these guys in to
Ясно,
basically
приступаем.
patrol other routes to the town. Because this is the best route to do. But they're gonna displace and do a different route, so... Yeah, I know, it's because I've beaten stealing cars in, but at every debrief I say, when I steal their vehicles, the exact reason why I stole the vehicles. And it's always because they park it right in next to a patrol that ends up taking them, or I can see them from within the AO, because if, let's say, they were doing an op in Shelvalo, or whatever, and the AO was with this radio tower, like, right here. But I had, you know, patrol going around checking out this area, this area, this area, and this area. And let's say they, like, park their vehicles at this market to hit this stuff. That patrol would probably run into those vehicles, and then I'd take them. The whole reason of having this drone is to watch the patrol routes, to mark the static positions, to try to get a fix of where everything's going. As you can see, they've actually marked the route here, or at least partially, of where what this patrol does. And I've seen them literally mark the routes of patrols before. That is good recon. I steal them because they let me steal them. Griff, I can be angry at whatever I want. Just because a teacher teaches you something to use in a specific reason doesn't mean that that specific reason applies in every circumstance. Then again, common sense. Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? They do it milsim as if they actually care for their lives and assets. I don't know how to respond to that, because they don't have the time. They really don't. Whatever. Alright, let's park this bad boy Thinking at the little vehicle depot we have here, because it's also next to a barricade and where we have civilians for easier access. Yeah, it should be good. Alright. And now we just deploy them like so. Alright, this team.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем.
Yeah, and then the repoint point we'll have right there, and then this team.
Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем.
Let's have cover a wide area. And we'll have them be casual, file formation. That should be alright. Same with this group. Excuse me. File formation, full. Actually, we'll make them wider in a column. That should be good. Alright. And that just adds a full squad and a partial squad.
Here. Alright, we found the best position
To the
possible
AO.
from our angle of attack. We can hardly see to the town. We can see top of the buildings and all of that. So if there's any armor,
So I
we'll
didn't
have
check
pull
to
them out
see
of
if
the
these
town.
guys like openly crossed the road here,
Roger, Makarov.
but they went and got on
You
these
don't have to
hills.
stay in the gun and forward. You can also go into the fucking open field. Try and support.
These guys are pretty much crossing, using
want
the
us to move up
defilade
to
as
the
best
hill
they
that you are
can,
right
staying
now, is that-
crouched.
Negative. I want you to provide anything, any support from any position, not only the forest.
That'll give them,
The
again, you know,
force
the
is the
light
highest
rolling
point,
hills,
we-
staying low. It lets them stay out of sight from the AOs
My issue is the hill.
and
not
use
the
what they can. We're on Schedule B for this week. Today is the last day of Schedule A, but the only difference between Schedules A and B is Schedule A, on Mondays we do Iron Front, Wednesdays we do PvP. Schedule B, Mondays we do Unsun,
On the
Wednesdays we
north
do
side.
dedicated Antistasi, which has had some severe changes made to it, so I'll have to announce those. Antistasi is now Tier 2 only, because... And it's going to be limited to the first 20 people. I'll have to make those changes public, but... it's just because the server Antistasi was originally built to have 8 people maximum. Then they have their experimental branch, which has up to 60, but scripting-wise, it cannot handle past 20 people.
A firm, we see the BMD from.
Yeah, a lot of Arma skills you can apply to other
The second one, we can
games,
see the
Call of
BMD
Duty,
in the roadblock
Battlefield,
from our
and
position.
you'll probably become a better player because it's, you know,
On your fire, we are
easier
moving.
to use cover and, you know, ambush your opponents rather than just running through an open field and dying like an idiot. Like the general Call of Duty player. Yeah, Warlords is even worse because the mod integration doesn't even work. For some reason, the...
Так точно.
Okay, there goes the AO. That was loud.
Так точно.
Who's shooting? What do you see? He was already shooting in this direction.
Anybody off the top group and reads?
Второй. Держи строй.
What the heck is that BMD doing? Alright, well, they're giving light arms fire with it. We'll charge a squad over there. They're gonna be in combat now. Hey, buddy.
Bring on to ground forces at the third of the BMP. Never mind.
Send them in, because they just fired at it. This squad's gonna come in to assault. I don't know who fired that first loud-ass shot, but the infantry were not even close to ready. But that shot came from something loud over here, so... this isn't gonna be good. By now, I'm gonna spawn in some smoke. The rain is a little too heavy for my taste here. I'm going... we'll keep it. These forces are moving in.
Ясно, приступаем.
Something just veered left onto me, so... oh. Well... is my gunner just retarded? Like, what the fuck? Why didn't my gunner do anything, for fuck's sake? Start popping stuff off.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Let's deploy our QRF if they even decide to move.
Так точно. Ясно, приступаем.
Will you follow that at least?
Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Have him flank around like that.
Ясно, приступаем.
That team come in, be aware. Maybe the rain's affecting the spotting mechanic. Gonna bump this up a bit to 70. In case the rain's actually affecting stuff.
Hostile squad closing in from your south.
They're vaulting in now. Have this infantry coming up.
It's just outside the compound.
Now they're just having the infantry kind of blindly come up here. Hearing a machine gun. That's possibly the Dushka. You're an idiot. Yeah, no, stop it. Leave him alone. There we go.
I got eyes on body of the drone is down.
Copy that. What's the rest of the crew of the 8?
Not even close.
They're all inside the compound where bodies.
So this was a really fortified area. There's quite a lot of infantry here.
Any kind of armor in the
Doctor just ran out in the open to try to grab him. No smoke. Not the best idea.
Position. You're still in the checkpoint.
Infantry goes around. firing at Frosty, who's also been hit. He's gonna roll to the right. Put some smoke down. The heck was that? Fire behind them. There's the smoke down that I wanted them to put. Good. Otherwise, that's coming dangerously close to Frosty's position because he's a bit too far back. That Dushka's also firing. He crew the SPG-9. Let's get some more fire down that way.
Ясно,
Still gonna
приступаем.
send this team up. By then, I should be having QRF teams
Ясно,
coming in.
приступаем.
Set them to aware. Fuel this BTR. Gonna bring it back from this spot. And turn it around for future use. The other Milsim op, that'll be in about 6.5 hours from now.
We have naps on the drone helping the infantry in the town. Could you use your drone to check if there's anything coming down the roads?
Roger.
Here, fire support. Artillery fire mission, create artillery tar. No, not that. I have to click the other button. So it's gonna kick me out of TFAR for a second because it loads all the options. I'm gonna hit cancel then. Come on. Cancel. Artillery fire target, target alpha. Artillery fire mission. Yes, 2. One of them's flares and one of them are smokes. I think it's the DU that are the smokes. But I'm gonna smoke their position so I can then send a team to advance. So we'll see what the results are for that. But now it's quiet with the rain. Yes, smoke.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Send this group back, try to move them around. Reconsolidating forces here. Let's have this team come over to outflank. All deliberate speed on you guys. All deliberate speed on you guys. Send you around.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Alright, fire support. Fire mission. Dump a shit ton of smoke in that direction. Want to try to conceal them so they won't see our flanking infantry come around.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на
Get the
позицию.
BTR to come around. And I'm going to move this turret here. Have it face this direction. Perfect.
10 crew, be advised, hostile armored AA is moving towards the main road in town.
Please,
We'll move that around. So BTR is on standby. We have infantry starting to come up to take these guys out.
last Rutger, please.
Armored AA is moving towards the main
Where the
road
hell are
in
these
town.
infantry going?
Так точно.
From
From its original position.
Alright. I already explained why I'm not going to mortar them when they're right here, because this is territory for civilians, and these guys don't want to blow that territory up. Yeah, I don't see gate here. They're basically using advanced movement to get into these compounds.
Is it moving northwards or south?
Currently holding position.
Gonna get that machine gun recrewed.
BTR moved on the main road, marking new position of BTR now.
Let the AI do it. And before I can even give him a suppressive fire order, he's dropped. Gets on the logs, takes him out. Where are my goddamn reinforcements and why are they taking so goddamn long? Come on.
Так точно.
They're all clumping up.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно.
When in doubt,
Ясно,
waypoint.
приступаем. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно.
They're not even following the waypoints. What the fuck? Okay, fine.
Так точно.
Just go. Take a direct route. You guys are fucking retarded. Because they're just going to get chewed down by the vehicles right here and get easily spotted. We have this two-man team coming in. Otherwise, not much I can really do here.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
You're just going to follow the road and ram that barricade. So let's hit these. I think this gunner is... Oh, I'm the gunner. Lovely. So, let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? Here, that's an easy shot. And there we go. Limping right in the open. That's gonna take a lot of bandages. Yep, and as I predicted, these idiots are just gonna get mowed down by the machine guns from the tanks. Fucking retards. And I can do now is send you guys in individually and hope you guys can fucking make it.
This is Grunt Command to
Так точно.
Vehicle Command. We have a BDR next to us.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Take care of it.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
You want the... I wanted the AI just to use defilade right here and go in, but they literally went around for whatever stupid reason.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Have the Vic in the open a bit more. Got this team. I've got this other QRF team I'm gonna send in.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
It's a cut in. Oh! Ouch! Bloodlust strikes again. So what happened here, I think this BTR shot at this building trying to get this AT gunner blew up the building, and that actually caused Bloodlust to kick in. So they're freeing civilians, or some are just surrendering and running off on their own. One of them at least did. He's gonna run off.
Ясно, приступаем.
That means run, dude.
Так точно.
That means go careless and run like an idiot. There you go. BTR's outflanking, drops Thor. We've got a tank. The BDM, I think, is going to come up to deal with this BTR.
Ясно, приступаем.
After you take care of the BTR, move out of there.
I don't know. They're down to 5 effective now. That really, this BTR has gotten 2 KIAs, 2 casualties here.
Ясно, приступаем.
I'm just gonna have it turn around, I guess.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
So right now it's just openly patrolling. Let's see if it knows how to turn around. Looks like it does. Well, that disabled the gunner. Not sure if he'll wake back up. Guess 762 can penetrate a BTR 60. But
Ясно,
he
приступаем.
woke back up, so I think he'll be bandaging himself right now instead of shooting.
Ясно, приступаем.
Alright, this is the part we just... Ah, shit.
This is front command to high command. Arma.
Так точно.
Jeez, that explosion caused this body. Something just happened right there. At least the mortars are taken out. There's multiple casualties that need to be dealt with. They need more infantry to come. Actually, I think this is it. No, they still have Volcano and Schult. Literally one of their medics just staying in the back. But for 5 people... Sure, they smoked it, but now 5 people to take on the rest of this, it's just gonna be a war of attrition. So why are you guys retarded? Like, for real, I have to manually
приступаем. Так точно.
waypoint you guys in
Так точно.
to deal with this. So Auntie bled out right there. She got pretty badly fucked up by that BTR, though. Thor James is being worked on by 2 medics. Some guys are pulling some minor 360. I've got units here staying with these hostages to keep them secured, but... Wise, I still have Vix out and about. Let's teleport in next to him. Hear what they have to say. Just to make sure no one's trying to reinsert. Why didn't he just ask me for a T? Because he crashed out.
He's already dead, so we're just managing to get him back up.
He was part of the tank crew. If I remember correctly, yep. Player, teleport. We'll talk about that in debrief, but I remember where it was supposed to be. Yeah, these guys are just pulling minor 360. It's just all the units I have in the AO. Why are these guys still casual? Fast.
I'll get your arms from the cold state.
That did not just break your unit pathing.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Quick. Nonchalant. We gotta go. So they're sending the BMD back.
Ground command, this is recon. You want recon to help the ground forces?
Yeah, I'd say they need to pull in the recon force. They need to pull in all of the infantry they can. They're sending NAFs in now. But the BMD should be a bit closer, providing local fire support. And that frickin' tank should be in an open field, marauding around, engaging everything it sees. This is the first op of the day. I'm not even sure if they'll want to do a second op with how bad this has been going. gonna recrew the 50 or the Dushka. 12.7 is 50 cal, but just as cover, and we need to check out what's going on.
Recon to ground command.
Go.
You want recon to link up with the ground forces?
Так точно.
Affirmative.
Gonna send these guys
Roger,
in.
we're coming in from the northeast.
These guys are all being idiots.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
So last time we saw smoke and someone running in this direction.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
So now we're just gonna send infantry. We have an open gate back here.
Ясно, приступаем.
We're gonna start checking that area out.
Can I get a pack so I can move? We need a pack.
If you need a fucking swag, get it done.
Really hope you guys clear this compound again, because we had enemies flanking us.
This is
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
we have a big
Ясно, приступаем.
from your west. Like guys running here right now.
What the hell was that? Was that a misfire or?
Copy. Guys, we have a small squad of 8 coming in from to us from the west.
So they're taking out this car.
We're on the radio, but
Ouch.
never mind. The TMD killed.
Yes, there goes the large group. I'm hoping these guys might be able to flank around and come in through this gate. But since this is one life I'm not directly remote controlling, it's literally just wasting the infantry. Alright.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Так точно.
Let's give them a warm welcome. It's a wide route for these guys. And then for the rest of QRF, I'll just start taking forces of what I've got. I'll start loading units into vehicles and start pushing out with them.
The Shilk is on the main roads.
So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to spawn
Жду.
with them crew just in case we need to extract units here.
Жду. Жду.
Start prepping in case they're going too slow.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно, приступаем.
Do they know how?
Так точно.
Well, you know how to do it. I'm not sure why these idiots don't know.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
What's wrong? If I set you to careless. Okay, can you at least go here?
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Oh, so when I put that down, you do it. AI, I swear to God.
Так точно.
And then these two over here. So I've got two secured. The other ones, either one of them died and the other one ran off. Rocket was just shot over. Possibly by this AT guy. I don't know who else would have shot. Huh. We don't need that artillery marker anymore. That guy's gonna bleed out, and we still have two guys right here. Moving in. That Shilka on the side got cooked off.
Так точно.
It's fine.
It's thanks to ground command. The Shilk has been destroyed. It's right to flank that.
Alright.
Repeat, tank is destroyed.
Shilk
The hell are these two idiots doing? And then this one is taking a completely different route. Okay, as long as they get to the end destinations, that should be okay. They're taking out infantry as they can. I'm gonna ungarrison this group and send them against them.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Makarov, I'm gonna use the BMP-1 as the transport stick to push out to Right out of town.
I want to have this guy stay with the civilians.
Copy
Try
that,
to
Martin.
extract
We
them.
have 2 technicals moving into you from your north.
Так точно.
No, stay inside.
Copy if we can destroy.
Negative. We had somebody standing behind the tank, so we were unable to move back in time.
Now he's being sprayed down by teacher. I want him to stay in the building. Didn't realize ungarrisoning that group would have ungarrisoned him.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Here. Going to manually drive this guy. We have a busted wheel. And I've got like jack shit from maneuverability here. And apparently that doghouse is indestructible.
Those friendlies.
Ow. I guess I just gotta massacre them.
My location.
Because that was the extract vehicle for these guys. But if they leave this group behind... Hold fire, defend only.
That's wrong. You are to move your PSP to my location for 2 times on instructions.
Copy that. BMD move to Martin's location for...
Trying to see if he'll do something.
Just fast speed southward. I wasn't able to give it in time, and I saw some kind of movement entering the town east to west.
Copy.
Oh, he set the fire at will already.
U2 on 60 as well.
What type of bull crap was that? Whatever, I mean, Arma for you. Broken windows, I guess. Stick your gun in. I'd expect the guy to, like, grab the frickin' gun if it's stuck through the window, but whatever. Did you knock over the SPG? Pff, idiot. Alright.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Those units are down. What the hell are you doing?
Ясно, приступаем.
Otherwise, we've got some units converging. The wheels on this puppy have blown up, so not going to be able to use it. They could use the SPG-9 as transport for 2 of them, which that would actually work. So far, so good. Now it's just a matter of pulling out our units. So every 10 minutes from now, I'm going to pull out a different AI group. And we're just going to go from there. Because right now, these guys are holding position, and they're trying to have one team keep advancing here. But with the bit of a shaky intro right there, it's not going to go too well. You're putting the... So they're basically mounting the guys on top. And it's glitching out because they don't have a sit-down animation for captive. At least programmed in the BMD. I'm not gonna surrender these guys because these guys probably aren't in the mindset to even surrender.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
So we'll send that guy in. And then that's a down trooper.
Выдвигаюсь на
Make that
позицию.
Civ staying at the hold point, because why the hell not? So they've loaded up these 3 guys. Not sure if they're going to bring them to the hold point or just leave with them.
All civilians are loaded in the...
But we'll also
BMP
start
that is,
extracting
retreat.
units here.
Repeat.
BMP, let BMP retreat.
So I'm going to push these guys
Yes,
north.
приступаем.
No, towards my 2 trucks. They are
Set
marked
to
on
stand.
map in the circle.
Have that group set the stand. So now we're just going to start pulling troops out. Another one. Good God, guys. Watch the fire. Another one. That was Thor James from the looks of it. I mean, I'm gonna unsurrender these guys and just have them run for it because they just watched 2 of their guys die.
Ясно, приступаем.
Let's give them a warm welcome. Fuck it. Oh, they're gonna run next to this guy. Great. Okay, you're supposed to be running off right now. Ah, these stupid ass Civs. So I'm just gonna run this guy north. See that there's an active checkpoint right there. Ay, ay, ay. Stupid AI. Hear his breathing, otherwise I'm also watching the clock.
Warm welcome, shall we?
They don't know what's going on. Otherwise, again, 6 minutes till I try to extract a group of hostages here.
Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we?
But they're basically staying in this area, not really doing much else. So the BMD, I don't know why, is being the transport vehicle to move hostages back to this location where they load them up in the Vic. That's fine. Otherwise, player base is still moving in slowly. You're fucking retarded,
Ясно,
dude.
приступаем.
Just run in that direction.
Так точно. Так точно.
Careless. Hold fire.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно, приступаем.
Have to waypoint him out.
Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем. Ясно,
Swing
приступаем.
north. That should work. That's fine. We'll start small. We'll probably take out these 2 civs first. So toggle them as captive. There we go. And I'll move them in manually to give the player base a bit more of a chance here. Oh.
Ясно, приступаем. Так точно.
Well, this should be good. I don't know what you're doing. Stop. Stop.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно. Так точно.
Can you follow that route? No, you cannot. Here, careless. Standing. Go. Oh, these dumbasses.
Ясно, приступаем.
Alright, I guess this will be the first group I extract. Let's see. Interact. Escort prisoner. As soon as I leave the interaction menu, there we go. Ow. I'm not surrendering any of the players. So BMD came back around and killed me. Okay. Well, I definitely don't have any troops left to outflank. I could try the cord gunner.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
But at this rate, I should just go for elimination here. Have him stand, move him in. Meanwhile, ungarrison these AI and send them up north.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
BMD is calling in that
Trying to get these guys out. Better yet, let's just
Repeat,
have the
cut out.
cord gunner get out of here.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
If he's smart enough to know how. Which doesn't look like he is. So all of you idiots that clearly can't ungroup yourselves, figure this out
Выдвигаюсь на
north.
позицию.
All of you idiots.
high commands, dude.
Ясно, приступаем.
This is high commands on traffic.
Should those random running civilians on the hills be of any concern for us? They considered captured and
Negative, they're probably running because some of your ground forces shot the hostages next to them, so... yeah. Here, since you guys are retarded, we'll have you run south, I guess.
You
Так
heard him,
точно.
Barty. This is the third civilian running away from the town in a random direction. Watch out.
Yeah, roger that. Can't really do much about it.
Trying to have these idiots get out of the AO, but it seems they don't really care about their fucking lives here. So I guess I just gotta set them all to careless. Or hold fire, or a mix. So yeah, we'll do that.
Ясно, приступаем.
So as long as we set them to sprint, then they'll be able to get out. Again, just getting units out as we start making final preparations here. It's been 10 minutes. Let's load these guys in a Vic. I'm gonna fuel this Dishka truck, send it over to stall.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Let's start loading hostages in our Vics here. So, escort prisoner. Run him around this turret. Release prisoner. Load captive. Now we gotta get the other one. Tractions, escorts. Because, you know, with the mission file, enemy units may try to escape. That was probably the Dishka exploding. Load captive. Alright, that's done.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Have them swing around in a random direction.
Tank is seeing a big pile of smoke in the town. Command, what is that?
That is a burning sentient hole.
And hopefully he's smart enough to go out on his own. If not, I guess I'll have to promote him or something. Go! Yes. All right. Cool.
There is 1 times UAC moving out each side of the town.
AI.
Do not fire upon it.
Copy that.
Garrison.
Ясно, приступаем.
Send all of these forces away.
Ясно, приступаем.
Just to prevent any issues.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
These guys can now pull out because they've got their guys pretty much concerned here, so they can pull out of this checkpoint. Not sure if Recon is catching any of this with the drone. Hopefully they are. You crippled? No, you're just walking it. Okay. Can you go fast? Maybe if we send him to that. Yeah, I think he's crippled, that's why. Let's check, just to be sure. Yeah. Unfortunate. That's fine. He'll walk away from this AO. And I've only got one car. Oh, I've got both. Alright.
Так точно.
Can you actually, like, turn around here? Or are you too retarded to do it yourself? Oh, you completely fucked the Vic. Alright. We're gonna have to do some interesting micromanagement here. What about this Vic? It's also screwed. Alright. Okay. So I've got one car here, but only room for 4 hostages. Let's call in another from the south, from the farm.
Жду.
We'll take 2 just to be safe.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
And we'll send them in. In the meantime, let's get another group ready to go. They're clearing things out. Again, 7 minutes until I get the other civilian team extracted. Otherwise, you know, these guys are kind of just falling back here because with the mission file, forces may try to escape if overwhelmed. And they have a BDM, and it's pretty much slammed most of the AO here. It's also a bit demoralizing to see that their barter chips, which would be the civilians, Ukraine don't really care because they've murdered at least 3 of them from my count. And we've also had 2 die here. So actually the whole, or one also ran off. So the full body count has been 1, 2, 3, 4 civilian KIAs, which is literally a full group of what we might have had garrisoned. So I was going to say they destroyed these assets to deny them to the Ukraine faction. But yeah, they should be using the drone to see that we still have active units right here. Otherwise, it's a slow push. But it's a beautiful displace for these guys. Hopefully they'll be able to get away before they're actually outright murdered. We can hope. But mission 2, I still haven't picked an exact location for it, but we'll do some sightseeing as these guys clean up the AO. I'm thinking probably Mick over here, as long as it has a building that we can do something like that in, like this exact perfect. Like this little warehouse right there, and then there's also some urban districts. Heck, we could do it right in here, make it a small, short, and sweet op. Even the goats have all run out of the town because of that 1 goat casualty. Or 2 goat casualties. Ah, that's good. Maybe these guys are coming in to see those forces pulling out. Otherwise, I don't know. So these 2 UAZs are coming in. 5 more minutes until I pull out another group of hostages and mobilize them to the farm to the south. Random civs stealing Vics? No, we're not going to do that.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
I'm going to move him away from that hold point now. Guys are still following the road to get out of here. Yeah, they might be able to see him. I can faintly make him out. But yeah, they pulled out here, they broke all their assets, and they left. 4 minutes.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Moving these Vics into place. The goats have surrounded the town. Oh my god.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Command, this is Tank. We have spotted hostiles. A lot of hostiles are falling back to west. They are running away from the town.
Roger. Apparently a lot of hostiles are running west away from the town.
Wrong.
Alright, I'm gonna do it a little prematurely, but we're still gonna have a squad in here ready to go.
If you're sure that's not us, that the enemy finished them off.
Not gonna take this guy since he's crippled for whatever reason. There's some shots. They're firing at the guys that are falling back to the west. What, can I actually load you guys from here? No, I can't. Escorts. Load captive. Load captive. Load captive. Jeez, I don't know what the guy to my left did, but he is severely fucked up. Oh, we could have fit almost all of them into the Vic. That's fine.
Alright, this is Tank. We shot 3 HE shells towards them. We killed whoever we can, but they're now in forest cover.
Yeah, they killed a few guys. The rest got away in the forest. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to manually drive you since you're retarded.
The units that are still alive inside the town are filling out the town west, that's west.
And hopefully after being on this road, he'll be able to get out of here.
Roger.
Guys, I'm not gonna surrender any of them. These guys aren't going to surrender.
Are on the eastern side of the town, the original position of the AE.
Copy.
Ясно, приступаем.
There is the last vehicle is leaving from there. It has no civilians in it.
Oh my god.
Negative, so there's also a couple of incidents still there. Other than that, the town is almost completely.
I don't know why this guy is too... Oh, it's probably because he's still set to garrison. That's why. I need to ungarrison him. Set him by himself, and then AI...
Так точно.
Now he should be able to go. If not...
Жду. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
That'll work.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Oh, and I've got a fucked wheel. Alright, well, this isn't good. I think we're just going to pull these guys out at this point. Here. These guys are gonna try to get out, but... if they move, the building explodes. No, that means ungroup from everybody.
Так точно.
And run.
Так точно.
We've done what we can. This is the part where you just run. Probably get hopelessly massacred. Yeah, as I figured. Dude, you need to let go of that Vic
Ясно,
and run.
приступаем.
Nothing else matters. Just run. 2 of you got out.
This is Tank. The last enemies are pulling out of the town.
So we'll see if they can figure this
The
out.
original position of the AA. After that, there will be no more enemies in.
Copy. Tank, meet us at our hold point. We're pulling back out of the town.
Could you mark the hold point? Or is it the original
Выдвигаюсь на
The
позицию.
original hold
Ясно,
point.
приступаем. Так
Copy
точно.
that. We want the BMD to.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Try to have them use the fucking tree line.
I'll take that.
See
Keep
if
your
they're
BMP
smart
one
enough to
here.
do
We
that.
need it for transport.
Otherwise, I think these guys are trying to be bloodthirsty and take out the guys falling back. Because of course they are. But if they get behind that little patch of defilade, they'll be safe.
Let's give them a warm welcome.
And I
shall we?
already hear the thirsty machine gun. But I think they'll be able to get out of here. Alright, cool. They're trying to look. We also have that crippled guy still able to get out of the AO.
Not sure which one.
They've gotten 3 out of 18. With this group of 4, they'll be able to get these guys out. And they shot and killed... How'd they get this one out? See, I wasn't paying attention. These are supposed to be trigger sensitive. But you can't do that with these types of units. I was gonna make it so when they remove a hostage, I'd blow it up, but I didn't actually see that. One of them literally just ran in here. There we go. Ah. You disarm them first, but then again, what do I know? Sure, it worked for the first one. We'll say that was a dud, but the second one, if I see it, that's what's gonna happen. Now it's just put additional charges in the head of that guy.
Tank has reached hold point. A civilian truck, the truck full of civilians followed us. We're waiting here.
Yeah, other charges didn't go off. That's fine. That would be overkill, I guess. But quite a lot of units were pulled out here. They're going to use the BDM, put them on the BDM. So this was a bit abysmal. But here's how they could have done this better. First off, have a guy dedicated to this recon drone, checking it once every minute, I would say. Literally have a stopwatch beep off every time you need to look at it, pan around for a good 30 seconds to a minute, and give updates to unit placements if anything's changed, if you've got things coming in or whatnot. Second, they should have pushed up with the BDM. If the frickin' BMD decided to start firing, this would have ended a lot sooner because it had a really good outflank on those infantry, and I guess they just got lucky because that BMD decided to be retarded. But they needed their that BMP, excuse me, the enemy. They needed their BMP, the player base, to push up with them. Otherwise, to prevent threats like that, so just luck of the draw right there. But it could have happened much, much worse. Third, there was way too much, like too many, I don't know why, but they just decided to stop right here and wait for a good 5 to 10 minutes, giving me time to organize everything and pull, get ready to pull more units out. That was another mistake. They should have kept on the offensive, have a team keep clearing stuff out while another team secures the hostages, possibly the BMD team. I don't know why they brought 2 trucks. Possibly, you know, 1 truck would be an additional in case they got that many civs out. Otherwise, that's fine. This guy, I don't think he's even wounded. I think he's just unconscious, breathing or whatever. But those were the main mistakes. And then all of the frickin' civilian kills.
The BMD is fine, but the body is still down.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Not proper PID and whatnot. So, overall, yeah, they completed the op. Yeah, they got some of the civs out. But it was slow-paced. I will say, though, for giving them a tank and a BMD, they weren't aggressive with the BMD until after they took a shit ton of casualties, and they were kind of forced to. But the op went much more smoothly when they used the BMD, and I will bring that up in the debrief. T-72 never moved in. I planned for the T-72 to never really move in. If I was the commander, I would have kept it at least 400, 500 meters out of the AO, but I would have had it do a circular pattern. Driver then focuses on driving, gunner and commander focus on spotting targets. That way, if we have QRF come from any direction, at least that thing is mobile and able to do stuff, because
Let's
on
give
that
him a warm
hill,
welcome, shall we?
it was really, really limited to firing within the town because of the rolling hills and defilade cover. But if it were to be on a rolling position going hill to hill, it could go on vantage points like these and take things out. However, that would also require that the checkpoints needed to have the SPG-9s get taken out. What the heck was that? Oh, they blew up a goat. Yeah, that's cute. So, in reality, it would have just been patrolling on a path like right here away from the SPG-9s, and when an SPG-9 was taken out, then it could patrol around right here. When that SPG-9 was taken out, it could patrol around right here, and so on until they were all destroyed. So, just me, what I would say.